wouldn't you love to have that in your backyard? A zip line going through the treetops sounds wonderful, and you'll be able to visit that garden on the upcoming Pond and Garden Tour. And right now I'm joined by Michael and Terrie Lumsden from the Pond Society, and they're going to be telling us all about the tour. This is a big event now in the Austin area. Gosh, how many years has it been now that the tour's been going on?
I believe this is the 17th year.
17 years of people exploring each other's backyards, and this is going to be happening when?
It's on Saturday, June 11th, and Sunday, June 12th, from 9 to 5. Saturday is the North Tour, which is 12 ponds, and then Sunday is in the South with 11 ponds.
All right. So it's a two-day event, and
Right.
it's geographically distributed, so people can be sure to visit all those that they want, and,
Right.
and save them driving from one end of town to the other, which is great.
Right.
And a wide variety of gardens and ponds, as always, I'm sure.
Yes, we think it's important for people to see owner-built and professionally built and, you know, formal and informal ponds, and just get a variety and be able to ask questions and learn in case they want to join this wonderful hobby.
You know, and Terry, that's one of my favorite things about any garden tour is visiting with the owners and hearing their experiences. And with the Pond Society, there are a lot of practical tips you can learn.
Oh, absolutely. And the pond owners will be present, so all questions can be answered.
All right. So we've seen one, and that looks absolutely spectacular. We're going to give people a brief taste of some other ponds and give them an idea of the range of things that are going to be available. We're just going to talk about these in terms of geographic distribution. The first pond we're going to be talking about is in Leander. And this is this a professionally designed pond, or is this one that the owners did?
This is a professionally designed pond, and it's in Crystal Falls subdivision in Leander, west part of town. When you enter this subdivision, it truly is Central Texas hill country. Large mesas and canyons, and of course, a lot of limestone.
Right.
This pond is very, very beautiful, very naturally landscaped. It's spotted with limestone, has a huge limestone bridge, beautiful koi, gorgeous water lilies, both hardy and tropical, with lots of marginal plants. The area immediately surrounding the pond is landscaped in native and xeric plants, and then adjacent to the property is a beautiful contemporary labyrinth that was designed for walking and for meditation.
Right.
So this is a great property, and it's something that's well worth the drive.
Well, I really like the look of this pond. I like the naturalistic feel that it has, and that single block of limestone for the bridge is really exceptional.
Beautiful.
So it looks like this will be a great one to visit. And so from Leander, we're now going to move to Northwest Hills, and this is your own pond, and you guys claim to be fish folk. Are the koi really the centerpiece of your pond?
Well, absolutely. We designed this pond primarily with koi in mind. We like the water lilies and all the other water plants and so forth. Those are lovely, and we have some. But this pond is designed for koi because we just love them. They're just so beautiful, they're graceful, they're sensitive, and you know, there's really nothing else like them in our view, and that's why we have a pond. So our pond is a little different. It's deeper than most. It's from 3.5 to 5 feet deep.
Got to protect those fish.
That's right, and it's, you know, that really does two things. One is it keeps the water temperature more constant, you know, and it's warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer, and it just doesn't change very fast. Secondly, you know, they can get deep and avoid the predators, you know, like the blue heron, and I mean, that's the one that goes after everybody around here.
Right.
So the other thing is we've got a 5-chamber biological filter that's gravity flow, and that keeps the water pristine, and you know, which the fish love, and it's very low maintenance, which I love.
Right.
Finally, go ahead.
And I was going to say that people can see that when they come out. They would see you can, and you'll be able to explain all of that to them.
Absolutely.
And one of the features I really like about your pond too is that kind of the naturalistic edge that you've got with the stones that kind of bleed into the pond too, and that's out in kind of a shallow area, right?
Well, we built shelves into the pond for the plants and for the rocks.
Right.
You know, with the rocks in the water, it's a little bit more natural look than if they're just around the edge. So
exactly.
that's what we've tried to have a natural looking pond.
Right.
The other thing we have that is very important is we have a stream that's about 28 feet long, cascades over 4 waterfalls and into the pond. And the waterfalls then create the aeration that's critical for the fish.
Right.
And also for the biological filter.
Right, right. So this is going to be for the visitors who really want to learn about keeping fish healthy, and some of the. I think this would be cool for people who are really interested in the technology of the ponds as well.
Right.
This would be a great one to visit.
Thank you.
There's another one, and this looks absolutely spectacular to me. This is on the bluffs overlooking the city of Austin, close to Barton Springs Road.
Right.
And wow, I mean, talk about a cascade. This one is
Yes.
phenomenal.
This is a breathtaking property. Scott has 3 waterfalls, and one greets you at the entry, and then he has 2 ponds in the backyard that are absolutely breathtaking. The larger pond is, of course, home to his mini koi. It's 15,000 gallons. It has a magnificent waterfall, and then a rock wall where water emerges and keeps all the ferns and other water-loving plants healthy. He also has a bog for additional filtration with this pond. But I think perhaps the most dramatic feature of this property is the panoramic view of downtown Austin that you can see while luxuriating around his infinity edge pool. But it is absolutely breathtaking.
So should people bring their swimsuits?
Well, I tell you, it's certainly a temptation. It was for me anyway.
Well, it looks amazing. Just simply amazing. Beautiful property, stunning views, and I know it will be a real treat for people on the tour. The last pond that garden, I should say, we're going to be talking about is in the Lost Creek area. And again, an amazing cascade, stair-step kind of waterfall on this one, and beautiful natural plantings.
This is really, if not the prettiest garden in Austin, it is certainly within the top 5. This garden features 3 waterfalls, and the backyard waterfall from the back to the front is about a 40 to 50 foot drop. 13 beautiful waterfalls that cascade into a pool and 2 ponds, and the larger pond, of course, is home to his koi. Mm-hmm. The back and the sides are all terraced, and I would say minimally, probably 1,000 different plants and many, many varieties.
Well, and I tell you, this is one that I understand that is completely built by the owner as well.
It is.
And that's so impressive.
It is. But the owner and one assistant works in this garden 60 hours a week. Now, they do have a lot of plants, but he has a 7,200 gallon rainwater harvest system, so that does help them somewhat with the watering.
Just a gorgeous property. I mean, I could see just kind of losing myself in this with the beautiful waterfalls and just the naturalistic plantings, overabundant, just exuberant kind of style plantings as well.
Absolutely exquisite. And really, photographs do not do justice to this property. You just have to go see it and experience it.
All right. Now, let's tell people how they can plug into the pond tour and pond and garden tour. Where are the tickets going to be available this year?
The tickets are available at on our website, austinpondsociety.org. There are $15 in advance. You can buy them.
That's a bargain, I have to say. For
it is a bargain.
Something like for 2 days?
For 2 days, it is a bargain.
Okay, yeah.
$20 if you can buy at any of the ponds day of. You can also buy in advance at several of the nurseries around town. And as you mentioned, it is a bargain, and you don't have to see all 23 ponds to get your money's worth.
Right.
Although we'd love for you to. But even if you can only see 4 or 5, you know, you still get your money's worth. So you can treat it like a buffet.
All right. Well, Michael and Terrie, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck with this year's Pond and Garden Tour.
Thank you.
We appreciate you stopping by. And coming up next is our friend Daphne.